Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Lundy for the people. At this time, the people would waive any conflict between this honorable court and the Office of the Public Defender. The people do not believe that any conflict exists, so they waiver the avoidance of all doubt.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lauren Brown, Deputy Chief Public Defender. We likewise do not believe that any conflict exists in this honorable court hearing these matters. If a conflict were to arise, we waive that conflict so that this court could hear these matters.
The court, for its part, also does not believe that there's conflict either in Michigan court rules or the cases decided thereunder. To the extent a conflict does exist, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. I'm going to make an announcement just so that we're all clear. There are some cases here that are, I'll just say, controversial in whatever nature, not really relevant to the court. I expect everybody to behave themselves as they should in a courtroom. My understanding, and it has been reported to me, that there were photographs that were taken in the courtroom. It is not permitted. I'm going to place you on notice that if that does occur, what will happen is your phone will be confiscated. You will be removed, potentially arrested. So please do not do that. I don't want to have to do any of that, but I will expect order and decorum in this courtroom so that we all have that understanding. Wonderful. Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Joseph Stamper.
Ashley for the people.
PD case.
I'm sorry, Judge. Jesse Stamper, Judge?
About an hour ago. No, go ahead. Yes.
Mike Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender, on behalf of Mr. Stamper, who is here by Zoom from the Oakland County Jail, Judge.
Yes, he is. Mr. Stamper, can you state your name, please, sir?
Jesse Stamper.
Thank you.
Your Honor, obviously we're here for a PCC this morning. I have endeavored to visit Mr. Stamper. I thought I had it worked out so I could talk to him this morning at 8 a.m. I got here and was told that that's not possible. I'd asked the court to adjourn this matter so I can. I know he's in Oakland County at least until the 13th, when I think there's a trial scheduled on that.
He has a trial scheduled on the 13th.
That's what I believe in looking at their website, Judge.
Got it. So today is what, the 7th? All right, the earliest I could do it is the 21st, or I can set it for the 26th.
I would prefer the 21st.
21st. Probable cause conference is adjourned November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. All right, thank you, Mr. Stamper.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Court does call the case, People versus Matthew Menke.
Your Honor, Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. Menke, who should be logged in on Zoom.
I'm here.
Yes, he is. All right, need a camera. All right, thank you. State your name.
Matthew Menke.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Menke is inpatient as the court permitted him to go. Ms. almost said Broso, has this morning informed me a status of continuing discovery, and she's contemplating an offer that I need to talk to my client about. It hasn't officially been extended. We're requesting the PCC be adjourned, Your Honor. I will tell Your Honor that my client's insurance will kind of run out on his inpatient stay on 11/29. So if we could have a date before then.
You want a date before that day?
And Your Honor, just to explain why I'm contemplating on that, we have an RNO as well as a DV victim in this case. We have gotten confirmation from what the DV victim is comfortable with. I'm still waiting to hear back from my officer about their preferences.
All right, I could set it for the 26th without.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference, November 26, 2024 at those morning, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Menke. Court does call the case, People versus Kip Elrod.
Rod?
Your name, sir?
The record.
Kip Elrod.
All right. What are we doing? Oh, we don't know.
Okay, Your Honor, we'd ask for an adjournment. I'll make sure a green sheet is submitted to the court for continued plea negotiations.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case versus John Cahill.
Your Honor, Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. Cahill. Sorry, Ashley. Your Honor, Mr. Cahill.
Why were you stepping on Ashley?
It was a total error and a fumble. I'll have to admit it. Your Honor, Mr. Cahill, I presented some documentation. First, a letter dated in September. He's in a 24/7 care facility. He's not ambulatory. He was able to appear by Zoom for his arraignment. But last week he was moved to the hospital. He can't appear by Zoom today. His cannot.
Okay.
And his condition is precarious. Let's state that. I'm asking to adjourn the PCC accordingly.
You want to do the 26th and just see where we are?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Without objection, probable cause conference, November 26, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
What was the
Bond.
date?
Pardon?
The date?
26.
Thank you.
Bond continued.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case People versus Casey Atkins. Who did
That's the one, people?
I have? Go ahead.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Ms. Atkins. State your name for the record.
Casey Atkins.
Your Honor, I was exchanging emails with Ms. Kiriakou on this case, yesterday, today. I let her know that I understand that Ms. Atkins is not eligible for court TV recovery court due to funding for that court, no fault of the defendant. They don't have enough space for her. They don't have enough to accommodate her, which is a very big shame. Mr. Reyes indicated he thought she'd be a great fit. The difficulty is the victims in this case agreed to the reduction of misdemeanors with some sort of recovery court. So I want to speak with them, make them aware of the situation, and I'm requesting an adjournment to allow for me to give her an offer of 1 week.
Did they say that funding, whatever the funding issue, because I think they operate on a fiscal year so that October would be funding coming through. Did they say anything along those lines?
I will let the court, I'll tell the court exactly what I have in the email. It was, our grant funding was extremely low this year. This case falls under this grant fund, so we're unable to accept her at this time. It's a big shame, so I'm just asking for a week so I can talk to the victims, hopefully work something else out.
Any objection to that? Probable cause conference, November 14th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
I'll let you get this. Court calls case People versus Sean Johnson.
Your Honor, First Assistant Public Defender Colina Anderson, within on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Your Honor, we had this scheduled for 10:30 with the call for 10 o'clock. I see
Pardon?
that he signed in early. He was scheduled for 10:30. We were supposed to call and speak with him at 10 o'clock. So they're early, yay.
Scheduled for 10:30.
The facility wasn't available at 9.
Given that, Your
Go
Honor,
ahead, Anderson.
Your Honor, I would ask for an adjournment.
Sir, can you state your name?
Sean Johnson.
Thank you. All right, I'll adjourn probable cause conference, November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Bond continued. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We don't have all of the attorneys on those matters present.
Judge, I'm covering for Mr. Fuji.
Well, you need to let my staff know. Court does call the case People versus Sherry Brennan. Oh,
Morning, Your Honor.
I didn't see you over there.
I know, there's a lot of people today.
No, you're short.
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay, you know.
I'm sorry.
Right. Christina Costantino appearing on behalf of Miss Brennan. Miss Brennan, can you state your name for the record?
Cherie Brennan,
Thank you.
good morning.
Good morning.
And Your Honor, this is a date and time set for a PCC. We are asking for an adjournment of the PCC. There is some outstanding discovery that we need to obtain.
21st or 26th?
21st would be good, Judge.
Probable cause conference, November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you very much, Judge.
Thank you. Court does call the case of People versus George Henderson.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Creature on behalf of Mr. Henderson, who's approaching.
This isn't him, is it? No. Okay, got it. Your name, sir?
George Henderson.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, asking for an adjournment. This matter is just appointed, and I need to review some discovery video with my client.
Probable cause conference, November 21st.
Your Honor, I am in trial before Judge Slay. Could we do?
I don't care. No. Will the 26th work for you, Ms. Creature?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you very much for granting my request.
I only did it for him.
Oh,
I didn't care about you.
Thank you.
November 26th, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continued. Thank you,
Your Honor.
young man. Court calls the case People versus Travis Bell. You guys need to move so they can get through it, please.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Bell. Your Honor, this is a waiver. Mr. Bell is signing it now. Mr. Bell, will you please state your name for the record?
Travis David Bell.
He's waiving on both cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Bell, you're waiving your right to a preliminary examination on these matters?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offenses alleged were committed and that you committed them.
Yes, sir.
You understand that you will not have that hearing and that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution of these cases.
Yes, Your Honor.
People also waive their right. Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on all three counts.
Thank you. Your Honor, we acknowledge receipt of the information. My client would stand mute at this time.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute as to all counts. Pretrial, court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
November 21st at 1:30 before Judge Slade.
So date you already have.
November 21st, 2024, 1:30, Slade Thursday.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court does call the case People versus Mohammed Kaba.
Haji Jalani, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Creech on behalf of Mr. Kaba, who's approaching. Mr. Kaba, can you please state your name?
Mohammed Kaba.
You're
This one-
waiving.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Kaba, you're waiving your right to a preliminary examination?
Yes, sir.
All right, it'll pick you up. You don't have to bow down to it. But if you want to, you can. Okay? It'll pick you up. You understand that a preliminary examination is a proceeding where the people would have to show by probable cause that the offense alleged was committed and that you committed it.
Yes.
You understand you'll not have that hearing and that you'll proceed to circuit court for further resolution.
Yes.
Thank you. People also waive their right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary examination having been waived, defendant is bound over to circuit court on a single count. Ms. Kreitzer.
As to the arraignment, Your Honor, we acknowledge receiving the information, waive its formal reading, and my client is going to stand mute to the charges.
Defendant having waived formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial will be set for
January 6th at 1:30 before Judge Slade Monday.
January 6, 2024, 2025, excuse me, 1:30.
My phone number.
That was Slay Monday.
Thank-
Slay Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor. Freedom.
Thank you. Bond continued. Court does call the case People versus Anthony Flanagan. Whenever we're ready on those.
Good morning. David I. Goldstein appearing on behalf of the defendant. Your Honor, I'm assuming I did ask your staff that I know you got a copy of the report because otherwise
I
it
did.
wouldn't have been set for today. Just for the record, however, prior to my entry into the case, this counsel requested a referral for a criminal responsibility. I'm sorry, for a competency determination. We received a report. According to that report, they do not feel that he should be asked to defend himself at this point without some treatment. I don't want to use the word incompetent because I don't know it really applies in this case because I can communicate with him, but they still felt that there were some underlying issues that need to be addressed.
Okay.
So I spoke to Ms. Hughes. I'm going to ask the court to accept the report. I don't believe she has any. I will get an order to the court within a day or two, Your Honor.
All right. This time, based upon a review of that report, there being no other further evidence, the court would find that the defendant is incompetent to stand trial at this time. However, is restorable, and upon presentation of the order, the court would sign that. I will set a competency review hearing. Thank you.
February 6th. Good.
February 6, 2025.
I'm unavailable that day and this is
February 6th? How do you know?
because I know when my birthday is.
Oh,
Okay. I got to remember that one.
happy birthday.
Judge,
Because I won't remember. Does that make
Judge,
you?
the only problem with
Is she
going
a
in.
Pisces or a Cap? What are you?
I'm an Aquarius.
Oh,
Maybe so.
yeah. I really can.
Judge, the only problem with going another week is I have a trial in Wake County that week, and then I'm gone for 6 weeks on vacation. So we can move it up a week early.
I'll move it a week. I'll move it a week early. I just don't know that they'll have what I need.
We can deal with it at that point, Your Honor.
Okay. January 30th. You don't have that like week-long birthday celebration, do you?
Oh, I actually do, but I'm the day after this hearing, so. that'll
Good
be-
enough. Okay. Somehow I just knew that. January 30th, 2025, 9 a.m. Bond will continue. All right. Thank you, Mr. Flanagan.
Thank you.
Got him.
Yeah, like-
And Madam Attorney General,
Yes.
they're gonna have to make some room over here. Yeah, on this side, these guys, at the PD table, you guys are gonna have to make some room. I'm about to call 7 cases. So that I just need to be able to get defendants up here with their attorneys. Thank you, folks. It does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Kozler, Samantha Lewis. McKean Shapiro, Henry McKean Shapiro, Michael Mueller, is it Assad Siddiqui, AB, is it Tacha Fromm, and Willow. I think I have everybody.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Stacy McNulty. I'm representing Mr. Kozler.
Got it.
Good morning, junior staff member, same as P85891, appearing on behalf of Ms. Samantha Lewis, as well as Mr. Michael Mueller. Good morning, Your Honor.
All right, are you on both of those cases, or are you appearing for somebody else?
Judge, on Mr. Mueller's case, I'm standing in for the attorney of record with Mr. Mueller's consent. I am appearing on behalf of Ms. Lewis.
All right, Mr. Mueller, you have no objection to that?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Morning, Your Honor. Mark Hyder on behalf of Mr. Siddiqui, who stands to my right.
All right, very good, thank you.
Good morning, Lauren. Asking on behalf of Mr. Shapiro.
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
All right. Yes, I see you, mister. Go ahead.
Good morning. If it pleases the court, John Minnick on behalf of Avi Takam Fromm, who is here with the court's permission via Zoom from New York.
Yes. Sir, if you can state your name, Mr. Fromm, can you state your name, please, sir?
Avi Takam Fromm.
Thank you. Did I get everybody?
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Attorney General Sean Ryan.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, obviously today's date and time scheduled for the term probable cause conference. I've had an opportunity to speak with each attorney in this matter. We are in the beginning stages of potential plea negotiations, and we would respectfully request an approximately 1 month adjournment of the probable cause conference.
All right. Everybody in agreement with that?
Yes.
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 So I can, any Thursday in December, so I can do the 5th, 12th, 19th. I shouldn't have asked 7 attorneys that. I should have just picked a date.
The 5th will work.
The 5th is just fine for me.
Some.
Just want to make sure that's enough time.
Will that be enough time for everyone for the 5th?
I'm sure we'll.
Going once, going twice?
Judge, I think really the question would turn to Assistant Attorney General that's present here today, because I think there was discussion that needed to take place within her office, if I'm not mistaken.
That's my concern. Could we, if all
Okay.
counsel are available the 19th, I would prefer a little bit longer.
And the 19th, Judge, I can tell you I would not be available. On Ms. Lewis.
Then the 5th it is.
We were so close.
I know.
I do have the 12th, if that helps. I mean,
I'm unfortunately going to be in the Upper Peninsula on a homicide matter that day.
got it. All right. Well, let's do the 5th then. All right. All of these matters will be adjourned December 5th, 2024, 9 a.m. All right, in person, except.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Bennett.
Judge, if I may address bond for Ms. Lewis.
Ms. Lewis?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, Ms. Lewis currently has an out-of-state funeral and memorial scheduled for the dates November 21st through the 23rd. I'm asking that the court allow her to.
Is there going to be any objection from the people?
Your Honor, I just asked counsel for verification of
right.
where and when, things of that nature. If he wants to submit that to me and submit a stipend order, I don't anticipate any issues.
All right, yes, and you would need that for out-of-state travel in any event. So if obituary arrangements, those kinds of things, the nature of the relationship, if you can, is to the person, to you, and then that be submitted to the courts. The court will take a look at it. If you can do it by stipulation, that's great. Otherwise, you can send it to the court and I can make my ruling that way.
Your Honor, I do have that issue with Mr. Siddiqui as well. He may travel out of state for work but he doesn't know exactly when. So I would just email the court and ask for permission.
Was that something granted at arraignment, or are you asking for that?
I can't remember if I brought it up at that.
I don't think
Yes, I did bring it up and you allowed it.
that was on Mr. Siddiqui's case. Yeah, I'm not sure I recall that.
I don't recall that either, because I would requested some type of verification from the employer that was necessary.
I don't have that, counsel. That he could travel out of state.
Okay, Your Honor, well, I would just ask that if he does have to travel, that I will submit.
I would have to have some type of verification. The process that I operate for any requests along those lines is try to get a stipulation. You can submit it to me. If I don't feel comfortable making the ruling on paper, then I will set it for a hearing. All right, so.
Your Honor, if I may, I also want to, I know.
We're just gonna go one by one. All right, what's their?
Just want to address
No, go ahead.
bond conditions for Mr. Kozler. He is a student at U of M, and so any travel needs to operate around his school schedule. He is a Wisconsin resident, and so he would like
He
to.
is?
Yes.
Is it Cheesehead?
Yeah.
No, I'm just. Go ahead.
So he would like to be able to travel to see his family over the holidays. There's also another matter that I have spoken with the AG Sean Ryan about. His grandmother entered hospice, and so he would like permission to visit her in Iowa. We have provided the documentation, and there is no objection.
What I indicated to council, she doesn't have they don't have the dates yet. She has provided me verification that the relative is in hospice. I appreciate that verification. I just indicated if she give me the dates and perhaps just stip an order, I don't anticipate any issues.
It would be over the winter break between December 18th and January 6th, I believe.
That he would be going to Iowa to see his.
Yes, it wouldn't be that for that entire time, but it's.
But,
within that
okay, so if you guys can get a step to me, that I'm not gonna have a problem signing out on that.
Okay.
The traveling over the holidays, that's,
To see family,
is that winter break or is that,
Thanksgiving,
oh, just,
and both of them.
okay. That would also have to be done,
Okay.
basically the same process. If you guys can agree, you can agree, otherwise I'll figure it out. And the one travel for family, that's to Wisconsin.
Wisconsin to his family's home.
And then
Yeah.
grandmother Iowa.
Correct. Thank you.
Got it. Okay, yeah, just get that paperwork to me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, anybody? Oh, I knew it, Minnick. Yes,
As always.
yes, that's right. You were gonna wait till the end and just,
Two things. First, the easy one. My client who lives in New York requested permission to travel to Boston for family Thanksgiving, November 26th to 28th, traveling either by plane.
nobody goes to Boston on purpose. No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Not, you would certainly wouldn't drive it.
Okay, right. Okay, so he needs to go to Boston for same idea, if you can do that. That's not, I don't foresee that being a problem.
Get you a stipulation. I'm told that.
That was the easy one.
Yes. That's
Okay,
easy.
all right, go ahead.
I'm told that the cases are still blind drawn at the time of their instituted to the circuit judge, right? I'm told that I think that these cases have been drawn to different circuit judges. I don't know if that's an issue that you want to deal with at this level or at the circuit court level.
You don't want to deal with it at all, but hold on. So okay, that's, okay, so what I'm informed, and that makes sense.
They have,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. There are two groups of co-defendants and they are listed on the complaint and would be on the information.
So the co-defendants should go to the same judge, should have drawn the same circuit court judge. Everybody else, that will be a blind draw for the circuit court proceeding.
I think there's just a group of 3 and a group of 4.
That is correct.
A group of 3 and a group of 4.
We have-
So 4, you have 7 defendants, 4 are one, 3 are the others.
That is correct.
What do you have?
I would have to see the physical files.
Here, okay, we'll figure it out. That way you can at least try to, actually, I could have looked at the bottom. Just give me a name and as you figure it out.
So I have Mr. Siddiqui, who is assigned to Judge Cunky, and he is listed with co-defendants Mueller, Taknafram, and Casa.
And they're all with Judge Cunky. They should be.
And it's not how it is assigned on JIS. I believe it may have been missed that there are co-defendants one entry.
So the other 2 that you listed, was that Mueller and who?
I said Mueller, Siddiqui, Taknafram, Kosler are
And
all listed as co-defendants.
defendants, and who are they?
They're all over the board. Mr. Kosler was assigned to Judge Slay, Mr. Mueller also to Judge Slay. Mr. Taknafram was actually given to Judge Slay, but the other docket. Yes.
So I really have 3 judges assigned to those 4. Okay. So then that's 4 of them. That's the one group. And then what's the other group? Correct. And who are they assigned to?
I have Judge Slay and 2 for Judge Khan.
And they're listed as co-defendants.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So here is what we'll do, because depending on what type of resolution you have, if they have to go up, then they need to go at least in groups too. It should be really two places, it sounds to me, potentially only one, but at max, it should be two. So I think what we will do is we will, because they're assigned at this level.
Correct. And if we
Okay.
go based on case number, the first in the second
Well, I
group.
don't want to know all that.
Okay.
All I want to know is however we're going to do it, get the group of four, get them to reassign so that the group of four that are co-defendants, the group of three that are co-defendants, whatever judge they go to based
Okay.
upon what the criteria.
Okay, all right.
Got it?
Yep. And I'll
Okay.
make sure that it's done at the end.
So what will happen is we'll get that done, and because they're assigned, the draw is done here. So we will get it assigned. They'll be assigned so that, depending, I don't know that anybody else has been before the court. There's a criteria by which it's going to be assigned. So I can't even begin to tell you which judge is going to get it, but whatever judge then gets that based upon, I think, the earliest of the filings or the case number, everybody else who's a co-defendant then would get that. And same idea. That makes sense.
Yes.
Yes, because that process makes no sense to me, but I think all right. Is that it, Mr. Minnick? So thank you for bringing that up and causing more delay in my day. No.
I was trying to think of a third.
Okay, but did you find one?
Not yet.
No, okay, all right. Well, if you get that, then let me know. Anything else for anyone else on this?
Oh, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
No, that was pretty easy. All right, bond will continue in all of these cases. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you mark those?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Court does call the case, People versus Joseph Benier. Thank you, gentlemen.
Assistant Public Defender Dan Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Bernier. Mr. Bernier, will you state your name for the record?
Joseph Victor Bernier.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm on it.
I mean, I don't have that conversation. Well, I need to have that conversation. Your Honor, if we could have a brief adjournment. Sorry, I apologize. I was in conversations with Ms. Lundy regarding a potential resolution. I was hoping that we would resolve this case today. That does not appear to be the case. If we could have a brief adjournment.
Get a sheet to us, November
Yes.
21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continue. Thank you.
Probably one of the RNOs. This is.
Court calls the case, People versus Lauren Brown. You knew you'd pick up a case. I knew they'd catch up to him some point.
Second time, Judge.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. All right. Judge, we're asking that it be.
State your appearance,
Oh,
please.
excuse me, Your Honor. Mark Hyper for Lauren Brown. And we're asking for December 5th and after my conversations with the prosecutor as well.
Your name, ma'am?
Lauren Brown.
Carter. That's funny. All right. No objection to the 5th. Mr. Peter will be back on that date. So, did you get a copy of the progress report?
Yes, the council and I have discussed that. He let me know that she was in inpatient treatment. The progress report matches that for one of the tests that she was in inpatient treatment. I said we would discuss it with Your Honor today, and perhaps Your Honor would ask her to go over to community corrections today to get testing again now that she's completed inpatient treatment.
And she went yesterday, Your Honor. I didn't know that.
That's okay.
She tested yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of the missed samples were while she was in treatment?
I would say most of them because the last couple, she got out about a week ago from the residential treatment. And then
So you got out at the end of October?
Yeah.
Okay, so the progress report I have, the last missed sample was the 31st of October. So everything else, she took a test September, well, she was unable, refused on the September 23rd. Everything else from there on out is a missed sample. So was she in treatment at that time?
Yeah,
When did you go into treatment?
October 9th. October 9th.
Okay, so there were some actually before then, like 3 before then that you just missed.
You must have.
I don't know if they, were the paperwork or what.
Well, she did go yesterday,
didn't
Judge, and tested negative. And I
And it
think
was negative?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
A probable cause conference will be adjourned to December 5th, 2024, 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you,
Thank
Bud.
you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Darrell Hicks.
Morning, Mr. Hicks. Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Creature on behalf of Mr. Hicks. Mr. Hicks, can you please state your name?
Darrell Hicks. Thank you.
Your Honor, we'd be respectfully requesting an exam in this matter.
Discovery is complete.
Discovery is completed to my knowledge.
People have their witnesses available on the 19th.
Your Honor, I'm sorry to report I am in trial on the 19th. I'm sorry to report. Could we were talking to Madam Prosecutor, we were talking maybe a December date, maybe a special time, given the number of witnesses that they may be calling.
If that's agreeable with the court.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna have to find a way to give other judges special dates, because I don't have my calendar. There will be a number of witnesses involved. Is that the deal?
And when I discussed with Mrs. Fisher about setting it out about 4 weeks just to get everything together, that is not a special thing.
You need a half day? You need a day, half day? You don't know what?
Your Honor, it is Ms. Reiser's case. I think it's always safer to have a little more time.
Oh, it's Ms. Reiser, so she can't do a half day because it's just not her.
I feel like I know her better than I do.
Yeah. Here's what I'll do. Why don't I do this? Why don't I adjourn the PCC to the 26th? Everybody can then get a better framework as to how long it's going to take, and then I can get a date so we make sure when we set it, it's going to go for the defendants. That makes sense?
Yes, Your Honor, perfect sense coming from the bench, absolutely.
Oh, boy, she's about to ask for something, Your Honor.
That's funny. Yes, Your Honor, my client would like me to talk about his phone privileges being restored. There is an allegation that he attempted to contact the mother of the child in this matter from jail. It's my understanding that that contact was made prior to his arraignment and prior to the no contact order being put forth. And therefore, I'd ask the court to consider allowing him to have his phone privileges back. I've explained to him that he cannot have contact with that individual, and that is his request.
So that was done on September 26th when I revoked his phone privileges. And so, all right. Yes.
Your Honor, we would object to that. I don't think it's appropriate at this point, given the background. I'm not really sure about the date of the phone calls. I think I'm going to look that up. However, after something like this happens, I'm not going to get into that for the time being. That is not a considerate way to go about things. And whether he'll actually try to contact the victim's mother again or not, I cannot say. I don't know. Then, however, the consequences for emotional well-being and especially during a case that is pending of this nature could potentially be dire. So I would object to that.
Ms. Creature, have you listened to the phone calls?
I have not. I've not been provided those. This is the information that my client reported to me. I have not listened to those, Your Honor.
Because that was not raised on the 26th of September. So well over a month ago. That was not raised before the court that those calls took place prior to his arraignment.
Right.
And usually, and I would just say, and I can't say that it would have necessarily occurred in this case, but usually when the people are raising that issue, they make it very clear because that's important for the court as to when those calls took place.
Right.
The fact I don't have an independent recollection, but the fact that I don't have a no, the fact that I ordered it leads me to believe that that took place after the point of arraignment.
I understand. Well, what I will do is I will work with the prosecutor to get those messages and we can firm up the time frame.
All right. So your motion to alter his phone privileges, that's denied. I will set the probable cause conference for November 26, 2024 at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Bond will continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls case People versus Phyllis.
Assistant Public Defender Hannah Apple appearing on behalf of Mr. Davis, who's approaching now. Mr. Davis, will you please state your name for the record?
Johnson Davis.
Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Ray Hannah.
Your Honor, we ask that this matter be set for a preliminary examination.
All discovery is complete.
To our knowledge, yes.
People have their witnesses available the 19th. Preliminary examination in person, November 19th, 2024, 9 a.m. That is before Judge Barr.
Your Honor, if I may address bond.
Sure.
Your Honor, Mr. Davis had a warrant issue back in, I believe, end of February for not appearing in court. It was made on the record that we believed he was inpatient, but we didn't have the proof to provide to the court. I have since received proof of that as well as his continued treatment plan. I did provide.
In February?
That he was in February, yes.
Okay.
I provided proof to Ms. Tanha, the documents that I had, but that he was in Harbor Oaks, February 29th. He completed a inpatient residential program, was released on April 1st, and then continued treatment through beginning step with a letter dated May 24th, verifying that continued treatment, as well as several follow-up testing, verifying that he's been testing through beginning step.
When did he get out of, he was in on the 29th. When did he get out?
This says April 1st.
That's my first treatment. I went to another treatment after this. I went to the beginning.
So, Your Honor, he completed that program on April 1st.
October 10th was my last.
At Quality Behavioral Health on April 1st. Then he went to another inpatient program, which an intensive outpatient, I'm sorry, that he was in from April 2nd to May 23rd, that I have verification of, and then continued drug testing following that program that I have results of dating through May and June. So based on all of that, Your Honor, I explained to Mr. Davis that that a warrant was issued and that he needed to have turned himself in or contacted our office. He informed me that he had some notice stating that he had a date in December. So he believed that he was coming back after he completed these several treatment programs. I don't know where that date came from, but that was the impression he was under. He was not trying to not follow any.
So how did he come back into custody?
He was picked up on the warrant. No new criminal activity to my knowledge.
Okay, so what was going on when he got picked up?
You were picked up by Michigan State Police at a gas station.
Oh,
for the warrant.
That's the only information I have, Your Honor.
So he's just at a gas station.
It was
they show up.
Told me I had a bench warrant.
Why did the police talk with you?
Told me I had a bench warrant.
Did they recognize you?
Yeah, they recognized me. They told me I had a bench warrant here. My last day of treatment was October 10th.
Yes.
So, I want to go back to August when, our unit, from our office asked the fugitive task team to locate Mr. Davis. He was finally brought here into custody in, October, end of October. As mentioned, there is an ongoing homicide investigation that Mr. Davis is, involved in.
So while it may have happened at a gas station, there was a request to find Mr. Davis that the people made to locate him. Got it. Anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Motion for bond reduction denied. Bond will continue.
Thank you.
Court calls the case of the People versus Brooke Bailey. Seriously, Penny? No, seriously. This is like 4 days in a row.
I tried.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate you not spreading the germs, but really. And when I called her sneezy as I'm walking off the bench, she called me dopey. Remember that? No, that's okay. No, I am a forgiving person.
I meant happy.
So you meant yeah, because that's so similar. Brooke Bailey?
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
You're right there. Okay. I just got to get your attorney. Yeah.
Mike Gaddy, Assistant Public Defender for Ms.
Yes.
Bailey, Your Honor.
Ms. Bailey is on. Ms. Bailey, can you state your name, please?
Brooke Bailey.
All right.
Your Honor, This is a matter that was Mr. Bellinger's. I know that we had assigned coverage. I don't,
Yes, you
Anyway.
did assign coverage and there's an issue, but
I'd ask the court
wanted
perhaps.
adjournment.
Yes, please.
All right. Ms. Bailey, I'm going to adjourn your case out 2 weeks, okay?
Okay, is there a date or will they provide that?
Yeah,
to
no,
me?
I'll give you a date right now.
Oh, okay, thank you, sorry.
No, it's okay. November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m.
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Where, never mind. So, okay, because that court, if you can, court does call the case, People versus Matthias Peavy.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Kracher on behalf of Mr. Peavy.
And Brian Bowling on behalf of Mr. Peavy on all cases not ending in 5279.
Okay.
Your Honor, I was just.
Your name, sir?
Matthias Peavy.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I was just appointed in my matter and I'd be asking for an adjournment. I don't have any discovery.
No problem with that, Your Honor. Was a discovery matter that I was dealing with Ms. Hughes. I believe that that's been ironed out. So we have no objection to any adjournment.
Probable cause conference, then we'll be adjourned to, will you have everything by the 21st, you think, or you need more time? November 21st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond will continue.
Thank you.